Welcome to WVVH-TV's coverage of the New York International Auto Show, coming to you from the Javits Convention Center. The premier American brand is Cadillac, and we're joined by David Caldwell. We're so excited that Cadillac is here. There's been a lot in the news, concerning the automobile industry, but Cadillac reigns supreme, don't they?
Well, thanks for saying that. We'd like to think so. This decade, Cadillac has we've really revitalized ourselves with lots of new designs that kind of bring back that glamour and charisma that we remember of the Cadillacs of old, but redefined it for a new era. So it's funny, as much as you're right, there's all this sort of soap opera going on because of the economy and lots of other factors, and we're certainly not immune to that. It's interesting, though, in our case, selfishly at Cadillac, we've actually done a pretty good job of redesigning our products and our brand to kind of revitalize ourselves significantly in the last few years, even though we're certainly affected by the difficulties that are going on now, just like everyone is, I think, in any walk.
But you've got two shining examples that you guys have been doing your homework, and you're not about to give up the reins of being the premier luxury car.
That's certainly our goal. This is the SRX crossover 2010 model, so we hope everybody in the New York area can come down and have a look at it. This is one of the fastest growing parts of the luxury car business, these kind of crossover vehicles that are very versatile, fit into the lifestyles of a lot of families and other kind of consumers that want a luxury car, but they also want some storage capability, all-wheel drive for winter weather. We're moving into the spring finally, but that's a big purchase decision maker for a lot of people. So we're really excited about the SRX as our sort of bringing a new dimension to the Cadillac brand. These kind of vehicles in the past have been, they're very useful, very versatile, but not always the most dynamic. So we feel it's our job at Cadillac to kind of bring a little more sparkle, a little more dynamic presence from that design that people are used to getting from Cadillac.
Well, what you react to is it's solid, and the fit and the finish, and it sets ones apart from the rest of the SUVs or vehicles that are here. Yeah, can we take a look inside?
Yeah, really, these kind of cars are sold from the inside out because there's so much built around people's families and lifestyles. If you have a look inside, you can see in the center, that's our pop-up nav screen that we first introduced last year on the CTS sports sedan. When you want to look at it, it's there. If you want to get rid of it, press a button and it recedes back down into the dash, away from out of sight. It's you notice the stitching on the instrument panel. That is all hand-rendered, hand-crafted, hand-sewed material. But at the same time, when you look at it, it's a very modern and contemporary, high-tech kind of appearance. So it's sort of a best of both worlds, the old world craftsmanship with the very new technology. Car has a USB port to charge your iPod. It has a 40 gigabyte hard drive for music storage, DVDs in the rear seat for each passenger.
The rear seating is spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, it's meant to be a car, like I said, it's sold from the inside out. This is the kind of car that's really comfortable for, a lot of different purposes, a lot of really good cargo management, and I mentioned all-wheel drive. That is a key component of, especially people in the Northeast. We sell 80% of the Cadillacs we sell in the Northeast now have all-wheel drive. This will be our best execution ever for all-wheel drive. It will move the torque side to side across the rear axle of the car to respond to, rain, snow, ice, whatever conditions you encounter. So we're really excited about this. This comes out this summer, and really adding a new dimension to the Cadillac brand. We're honestly going after Lexus, going after BMW and Audi, Mercedes, and we think it's a fully competitive offering, but in terms of all those functional elements, but with sort of an emotional appeal due to its design that we think will provide hopefully a compelling alternative.
Well, Cadillac plans its shots, a lot of engineering. I know this particular model has been on the boards for a lot of years, and only now is it being released.
Yeah, and a big part of what's happening in the industry today is around fuel efficiency. So we've got two new engines for this vehicle that are much smaller than we had before, but basically the same power level. We'll also offer the first turbocharged engine in Cadillac's history in the U.S. So really, yes, all those classic things you're going to get from Cadillac in terms of design, but with very new technology, new style, new design, that we think is really very much in step with where the luxury consumer's head is at right now. This is our direct injection V6 engine, which is really important for Cadillac because it's kind of a triple header. It reduces CO2 emissions by about 25%. It increases fuel economy, and still provides a very good performance and horsepower in an engine that's much smaller than what we had in this kind of a product in the past. So we really think it's, from a technical standpoint, very much in sync with where consumer priorities are now.
David, this new vehicle is awesome, but it's a lot of firsts here, aren't there?
A lot of firsts. This is the CTS Sport Wagon. We begin production of this model next month, so it'll be available in Cadillac dealers this spring, and we're really excited about it. This is the first wagon in Cadillac history, 107 years worth of history. We think the wagons are really, we think, poised for a bit of a rebound in the U.S. They're very popular in Europe, always have been. And for people thinking about moving out of a larger vehicle and into a more efficient vehicle, like getting out of a large SUV, for instance, but they still want a vehicle that has versatility and storage space, we really think that the time is right to be releasing a wagon in the U.S. market. And as I mentioned, it goes into production next month.
And this takes aim at what would be comparable other vehicles that might be in the same category as this CTS. Right. Sport wagon.
It's funny. In the Northeast is one of the best markets in the U.S. for wagons, actually. But the only wagon choices really available today in the luxury space are from Europe. They're your Mercedes, Volvo, etc. So we really think it's a great move for Cadillac to get into that market for the very first time, because there's something to be. There's a real strong appeal for a car that delivers the fuel efficiency and driving character that a rear-wheel drive car can give you. But at the same time, this basically takes our CTS Sport Sedan, which is our best-selling car, and a Motor Trend Car of the Year last year, and takes that sedan and doubles the cargo carrying capacity.
And the luxurious appointments set you guys apart always.
Yeah, obviously people expect that from us, and we do deliver that. And the interior of the car, again, taken from our best-selling CTS Sport Sedan, is kind of blends that elegance you expect from Cadillac with a lot of new technology and a very modern, again, cut and sewn, very tailored appearance. But at the same time, you get that versatility, all-wheel drive capability that people expect that it would normally expect out of a larger vehicle. So it's kind of a best of both worlds. You can have a luxury car with a lot of driving performance, but at the same time, store a lot of stuff, carry bicycles, golf clubs, all that kind of stuff that people used to think about with SUVs, you can do in a luxury car.
David, we couldn't leave without looking at the Escalade.
Yeah, it's the iconic Cadillac Escalade, but this one is the Escalade Hybrid, the world's first hybrid ever on a large luxury SUV. So this is really the only vehicle in the world in which you can seat 8 people in luxury, just like you would expect from an Escalade, but at the same time have 20 mile per gallon fuel economy in hybrid technology that we know is so desirable to a lot of consumers. So it's a pretty special car, and we're really off to a good start with it. We started selling it last fall, and about 25 to 30% of all the Escalades we sell now are the hybrid model, which is impressive. It's for people that want that desirability, that iconic presence that the Escalade obviously is known for, but at the same time have the latest technology and fuel economy that a hybrid delivers. So it's an interesting combination of two really desirable trends: the luxury SUV along with the trend around hybrid, all in one vehicle.
Power-wise, do you lose anything being a hybrid?
Not really. It's 332 horsepower, so it still delivers all of the things that a proper Cadillac Escalade should give you: luxury, power, capability, four-wheel drive for the winter time, a lot of storage capacity. It even has very good towing capacity. But it also is, as I mentioned, the first hybrid ever in this class of vehicle. The Mercedes doesn't do it. Lexus's large SUV does not available in a hybrid. So it's a very unique offering, and it does give you the best of both worlds.
And the room and back seating.
Really, essentially no compromise. We store the battery underneath the second row seat, so it still seats 8, just like Escalade always has. but delivers the unique fuel-saving technology of what we call our two-mode hybrid system that takes the fuel economy to 20 miles per gallon in the city and 21 on the highway, which is comparable to a lot of mainstream mid-sized cars even. Ernie, thanks for being here. We really invite everybody to come on down to the New York Auto Show this week. It's going to be terrific, as it always is here in New York City, but particularly for Cadillac, we think we have a lot of really dramatic designs and interesting technologies for people to have a look at. And if you can't get down to here, go to Cadillac.com and check out what we've got, or of course our New York area Cadillac dealers who will be pleased to help you as well. So it's an exciting time for us. Even despite all this things going on in the industry, it's great designs and great products that get people excited again about cars, and that's what we're all about.